Cameras rolling and recording.
All right, one more time.
One more time.
What's up, guys? Alex from Extreme Customs. Hey, well, so right now we're doing a quick update on where we're at with the Jeep build. All right, so now we're at the point of the build where we're finishing up fabrication on the rub rails, connecting that to the Safari roof rack. Now the pipes are all bent up. We got a couple more holes to plug, and then we're gonna be into the welding phase, get that all tied in together, get it looking nice, get the fit right, get the steps added in on the crash bar rub rail so that our customer will actually be able to climb up the side of the Jeep and access all the stuff at the top.
A few inches later.
What's up, guys? Hey, so quick update on the Jeep and where we're at. We just got some panels in from DBM to finish up the frame strengthening kit. So over here, we actually got these panels unwrapped. To give you an idea of what the DBM panels really do, they're actually gonna help these Jeeps. So it's pretty common, if you're in the Jeep world and you know about unibodies, as far as like these WJs were concerned, and once those rust, without having a traditional frame like most trucks, you can have some issues when you're flexing over some rocks or on the trail. So what we decided to do, since we're adding all the heavy duty bumpers and all this extra trussing to the axles, is beef up the unibody as well. And that's where DBM came in with these panels. Now these are gonna be the front pieces, and then basically what that's gonna do is weld to that inside, what typically would be your frame rail, but on these, it's gonna be the unibody in the front. And then they got some pieces that'll run the whole middle section as well as the rear and just kind of strengthen everything up. Since we did the beefed up skid plate, these are gonna be critical in the back, as well as the fact that the rear bumper is gonna have a hitch mount. So if the customer decides to pull something, we definitely wanna make sure that the rear bumper is gonna stay attached to the vehicle. Even though it is 2002 and it has those years of age, we're just making sure that it's, up to the task for 2019.
12 seconds later.
It's like a baby's arm holding an apple.
All right, so to recap where we're at on the Jeep. Now, it might not look like a whole lot's gotten done, but that's because we just got back from a holiday break. With the holidays falling in the middle of a week, it's hard to make progress. But now, that was 2018 and we're in 2019, which means progress needs to happen on this Jeep, and that's why we're already tearing back into the front. Now, before you might have seen that the front bumper was back on the Jeep, but we actually pulled it off to get it set up for the winch that's gonna be wired in here in the next couple of days. Now, with the winch going on and then the front bumper going back on, that pretty much wraps up the front of the Jeep, aside from some lighting and a few other pieces we're putting on. But the Jeep had actually been in an accident a couple weeks back, a trail related accident, so nothing too crazy, but it actually broke the headlight core support, and so we had to replace that. And then doing that, the front bumper had to come back off, and while it was off, we made a couple more measurements just to make those frame stiffening plates fit a little bit better. So no off-road trail rig is complete without an aftermarket front bumper. You just don't want to run a factory bumper going down the trails, because let's face it, you'll probably hit some trees, knock down some bushes, and a factory bumper just isn't gonna cut it. But when you're wanting to upgrade your trail rig to something that's really gonna work, it might be easy for most vehicles, but when it comes to a Jeep Grand Cherokee WJ, it's actually pretty hard to find a quality front bumper that doesn't look like some guy welded it up in his garage with a few pieces of steel. And that's where this Goliath front bumper that we're running on this Jeep comes into play. So this bumper that we're running on this Jeep, guys, this bumper that we wanted to show you for the Jeep. Now this is the Goliath series off-road bumper, and you notice it's got the big bar on the front to clear whatever you need to clear out of the way, whether it be zombies, trees, small animals. Now we recommend running over any small animals, but if you ran into the situation where you need, guys, can you put the bumper down? I'm trying to do this thing. All right, and if you're running down the road, and you do encounter something, or you're riding down the trail and you need to clear a path, that's where this bumper comes in. It's solid steel. You pretty much hit just about whatever you're gonna need to hit with it, move stuff out the way. And what's cool about it is it does have some cool things cut into it to mimic, a factory Jeep grill, as well as it fits really nice on the Jeep. So we're gonna get this installed on the Jeep, and install a winch on top of it. But first we wanted to introduce to you our lead fabricator, who's been really taking up a lot of the different pieces on this build and really making it his own. So we want to take a minute to introduce you guys to the man behind the mask. Now he's a little bit shy in front of the camera, so we came to a middle ground and figured, this is probably the best way we could get him in front of camera. you know, just to kind of show you what he all does for us. So when it comes to fabricating, it's not an easy task, and a lot of people aren't up to that challenge. But with his background, with 20 plus years wrenching on stuff, working as a millwright, he was able to take those skills and really apply them here at Extreme Customs. Because let's be honest, when you got a vision and you want to create something, it's really easy to write it down on a piece of paper or come up with an idea in your head. But to actually physically make that piece in real life and make it work, that's where this guy comes in. So if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be able to make these special projects happen, and that's why he's taken the lead on this Jeep and really done some of the different projects that are out of the wheelhouse for some of the other technicians. So from front to back, this Jeep has taken spools of weld wire, tanks of gas, and that's because there hasn't been a piece untouched that we haven't welded, going from the rear axle all the way to the front differential, front skid plates, all sorts of extra gussetry. And when we're reinforcing the unibody, I mean, it's all come down to this man and his welding skills. Now, everybody here can weld, but it's all about who can make it weld and look pretty. And we can all lay a bead and make it stick, but who can lay a bead and actually make it look like dimes? And that's where he comes in with his skill from all the years working in the mill, all the years using this equipment. We leave it in his hands to make it look like artwork, and make these ideas actually come to reality. So we got a ton of work ahead of us. I mean, we're just hitting a milestone here with getting these pieces put back on. But like we've been saying, after these rub rails are tied into the Safari roof rack, those are going out for powder. But we got a ton of work left ahead of us, so we don't want to get ahead of ourselves. We should probably get back to work. And maybe in the next couple episodes, you might see the man behind the mask. What do you think? You can take the mask off soon? I don't know, folks. You'll have to stay tuned and check it out. Otherwise, make sure you subscribe to extremecustoms.tv. We're going to be bringing you the hottest content coming out of Extreme Customs Garage.